Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our /JustNoMil. In today's episode, FMIL put her hands on me. FMIL put her hands on me. Update. My MIL said she loves my son less because we didn't give him the family name. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. FMIL put her hands on me. So me, 23F, my boyfriend, 27M, and our 7MO son went over to visit my boyfriend's mother and grandmother today since my boyfriend's grandmother is leaving town tomorrow and she wanted to see the baby. I've recently distanced myself from my boyfriend's mother because she is very negative about my parenting skills, talks down on me as a girlfriend, and doesn't respect boundaries when it comes to my son or my personal life. However, today I made an exception because I am very fond of my boyfriend's grandmother. Well, at the house my boyfriend brought up a situation between us that bothered him, and so his mother jumped in defending him against me defending myself, but was extremely aggressive. This went on for about 3 minutes, and I no longer felt the need to defend myself as the situation escalated to outside the house, so I told my boyfriend to just get me our son so that me and my son could leave. At this point, my BF and his mother said no a couple times and obviously wanted to keep arguing, so I headed towards the front door of the house to go inside and get my baby from my BF's sister who was holding him. It was at this point my FMIL got extremely upset and started threatening me, saying things such as, "If you want him, call the cops," and "I will slam you on the ground if you keep walking," as well as other physical assault threats. I ignored these and kept walking to go get my child, and it was at this point she pushed me up against the door and placed her hands around my throat. She let go and I started crying while saying, "I didn't touch you, please just give me my son." She continued to be aggressive and says once again, "If you want him, call the cops." I called them, and once they arrived I filed a police report and got my baby back. This happened in front of my boyfriend's 5 younger siblings as well. Now, my boyfriend is upset I put in a police report and says I over-exaggerated, and I tried to end the relationship with him, but he is begging me to stay. I am not sure if I can continue this relationship. Is this situation enough to break up? Take your son and leave. If another person is putting their hands on you and your partner isn't backing you up, leave. Your son needs to feel safe too. 100% that's enough to break up and move forward with your life. Keep those charges. Do not drop them. How dare she touch you and violate your bodily autonomy? How dare he egg her TF on to do it? I am infuriated for you. They have you so brainwashed that you apologize to her for her trying to choke you. Are you freaking kidding me? This is domestic violence. Your so is defending his mom after she assaulted you. Run as far as you can. I swear he will love bomb you and suck up to you and be the man of your dreams to get you to stay. Once he knows you won't leave, it will be right back to mommy's side and demand you to forgive. Mark my words. Run. Your BF is emotionally abusive and dragged you to his mommy's house so they could tag team you in an argument, and his mother physically assaulted you, and they both attempted to kidnap your son. Both of them are unsafe for you or your son to be around. Dump his ass and make sure you have a copy of the police report so that if he tries to come after custody, you have it. FMIL put her hands on me. Update. Hello all. I just want to start off by thanking everyone so much for the concern and advice. I am extremely grateful for this community of people that care and helped me understand just how serious my situation is. After the initial post, I went up to my parents and took a couple days to calm down and get my thoughts together and figure out what I was going to do next, as I was also super scared and concerned about my son. Well, in those couple of days, ex-FMIL called my own parents and told them I was overreacting and that she was justified for putting her hands on me as I was on hard drugs, drunk and suicidal at the time of the incident. All lies. My parents' OFC were concerned, but I explained that they were lies and they believed me, thank God. Aside from this, I got bombarded with messages from my ex saying that I need to get over the situation because too many days have passed and it's blown over, that we should stay together and give it a couple more months to blow over, and finally that he's okay with me not being on good terms with his family ever again if we were to stay together. He also sent a message where his mother seemingly blamed me for putting her hands on me, with no apology whatsoever. I ignored all of these messages. You all and my family have helped me understand just how serious this is and how I do not want this kind of familial influence on my son. So my parents also encouraged me to get a RO and go to court in regards to a custody arrangement, which I am planning on executing now that I am in a calmer headspace. Besides this, my son is currently with me at my parents' and his father has not seen him and won't until we go to court, and I have also signed up for therapy to communicate my emotions surrounding my situation. I want to thank you all so much again. I cannot believe I had doubt about this breakup before I made my original post. She clearly admits to putting hands on you. That's going to help. Keep all the messages. Her words will be used against her. Thank you. Keep those texts. Anything that he or she sends you regarding the incident, especially any admission she has to putting her hands on you or admission he has to her having put her hands on you, is admissible in court. I'm really sorry you've been put in this situation, but damn am I proud to see you stepping back and putting yourself first. Look into DV advocates in your area. Having a lawyer who specializes in that kind of situation is a big help. I've heard of judges taking things more seriously knowing that one of the lawyers only works with one kind of client. Like with all law cases, document everything. Nothing is insignificant. Organization tools are your best friend. I have learned the hard way that when someone is willing to hit you, put hands on you, it's not going to stop. My MIL said she loves my son less because we didn't give him the family name. Hi, new here. I have 3 kids, twins, and a baby. My twins are a boy and a girl who are both 3. My youngest is also a girl. My husband's family has this tradition where the firstborn son is given the family name, and they pass it along to their firstborn son. The thing is, my husband is not the firstborn son. He has 2 older brothers. The oldest already has the family name, but doesn't want kids or have any. My twins were born 3 years ago, and we named our son after my granddad. My MIL had no issues with this at the time because she still thought her oldest son would have kids. After our youngest was born, my BIL announced he and his wife didn't want to have kids, and he had gotten the big snip. My MIL and FIL are visiting, and my MIL brought up the idea of changing my son's name. I asked why, as my husband and I did this Supreme Court justice test with all our kids' names, and my son's name is pretty normal. My MIL said she doesn't feel the same love for my son as she does for our daughters because he doesn't have the family name. I asked her how she could say that, and my MIL said it was because her oldest failed her and my son was the only boy grandchild she had. Now my MIL is trying to guilt-trip my husband and I into changing my son's name to the family name. We have put our foot down and told her if she doesn't stop, she won't be allowed to see any of our children. My husband's second oldest brother told us my MIL is trying to guilt him and his wife into having another baby so he can use the name. Not only are we not going to change my son's name, the family name she wants us to use is really bad. My BIL said he was bullied relentlessly for it before he legally changed it. My MIL just refuses to accept that maybe it's time the name stops getting used. Your MIL sounds crazy. How she thinks this is even a rational suggestion is beyond me. I tell her that she isn't going to be around any of you until she gets over loving your son less because of his name. I get this is a tactic she's using to manipulate you, but my fear is your son will hear her and it will cause issues for him, thinking he's not good enough for her to love. Not only admits to loving your child less, but demands you change a 3-year-old LDS name. I'd be mad if she demanded you change a 3-month-old's but years? Absolutely not. I'd go severely low contact, if not no contact. So, your MIL is telling you, and in effect your son, that her love is conditional on a name that wasn't even relevant when he was born. I wouldn't entertain this conversation any further. She loves your son, or she doesn't. But she wouldn't be seeing my kids again. The only person allowed to even suggest changing a 3-year-old's name is the 3-year-old in question. Children are humans with equity in their own lives. No one is as invested in your child's name as your child is. Has she even considered how having his identifier forcibly stripped from him would affect him as a sentient human being? When will FMILs all over the world finally get it through their heads that our babies aren't dolls? Honestly, this sort of mindset makes no sense to me. Is your son family? Yes. Then his name by default is a family name. Also, the older brother should just buy a plant or something and name it whatever family name she is pressing for. Then it'll be Mills Grand Plant. Absurd request gets absurd response. Well, alright then. If she doesn't feel the same love for her grandson, then she won't be upset that she doesn't get to see him, will she? And given that you can't have the children being treated unequally, that means she won't be seeing your other children either. Time out. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.